Hey everybody, this is Kirsten here. Thank you for joining me on this new episode of the Balanced Vibes podcast. As always, I really appreciate you for being here, and it's my honor that you are spending some time with me when you could be doing a lot of other things with your time. So thank you so much. Today we're going to talk about 2 ways to lose weight and to lose fat and get leaner. And I'm going to give you these 2 ways side by side. They are different. And I'm going to let you know or let you decide which one of them is actually healthy, which one of them is actually sustainable, which one is going to give better results. And the reason why I always mention the word sustainable is that we want to keep that body fat off for the most part, right? Because what's the point of putting yourself through some kind of diet and then losing some body fat and losing some weight when it all comes back? Unfortunately, this is the reality. A lot of the times people just go through these cycles over and over again, starting a new diet, losing something, gaining it back plus more, starting the next diet, and so on. And this is not what I am about at all. And this is why I don't do diets. This is why I don't tell anybody to severely undereat or cut out food groups, because I want this to be sustainable for you. I want you to feel healthy and happy when you are going through this fat loss phase. And I want you to learn the habits that you need to keep these results. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Before that, I have 2 quick things that I want to mention. First of all is my Fit and Fueled Facebook group or community, where I go live every single week, sometimes several times a week, and I'm sharing some tips and tools that I'm not sharing anywhere else. They're not on my Instagram. They are also not on the podcast. So if you want to get the real good stuff, then make sure that you join the Fit and Fueled Facebook group. So just recently, I did not episode, but I did a live training on why intermittent fasting is not good for you if you have a weight loss and fat loss goal. Sometimes I show what I have bought from a grocery store. So just last week, I showed everything that I bought from Costco. And I've also shared how to do your workouts correctly and what kind of lifts include in your workouts. So all this information is there. And of course, everything is designed so that you can have the best muscle building and health results. And I just want you to be really successful. And also, I created this Facebook group because I wanted it to have a little bit more sense of community, where you can come and feel like you're welcome there. You can ask any questions. You're going to feel always really supported. It is a private group, which means that you have to answer a couple of questions, and I want to make sure that you are a good fit. But once you're in, there's going to be a lot of great information and support from me and other women as well. And very soon, I'm going to have a super fun giveaway in this group too, which is only for the people of my community. So if you are not there yet, make sure that you join. Use the link in my description of the video and also the show notes. And it's also in my Instagram. It is called Fit and Fueled Facebook group. Be sure to join there. So this was the first thing, very important announcement. I hope that you join. And then the second thing, before we start talking about 2 ways to lose fat and get leaner and build a better looking body and all that, I wanted to share an experience that somebody told me about this morning. And it was a little bit frustrating for both of us, for me and my client. So here's the story. About 1.5 years ago, she weighed about 165 pounds, and she wanted to lose weight and get just leaner and get fitter and put on more muscle. And at the same time, she had some problems with her health. She had thyroid issues, and she also had many symptoms that were not very fun, were not comfortable. So she was losing some hair. She was tired a lot. Her periods were not very nice at all. Her nails were weak, and she just was not feeling great. What she did to get herself in this situation was that she had done lots of cardio. I think she was running about 4 days a week, and she had also done keto. So this was a big one for her. And when we first started together, she said, yeah, I'm kind of like on and off keto. It sort of works for me, but I cannot sustain it. So I get off the keto, and then I try to get back on, and I don't know how to lose this weight that I want to lose. But she had a lot of these symptoms, and she was not feeling well. And now, about 1.5 years later, she has done a lot to change her health. she has put on a lot more muscle. So you can tell that her body is more defined. She is leaner. She's so much stronger. Before that, like I said, she was doing mostly cardio and was not lifting. Now she's lifting weights and she's a lot stronger than she was before. And her weight is about 167 pounds, so 2 pounds more than before. But all the physique changes that she has experienced have been totally worth it. And she does not even care about that weight. She's like, I don't care. I look a lot better. And you guys have to understand this. Sometimes body composition is amazing. You may not lose weight on the scale, but you may have a totally different body composition. So you're going to have these arms that you never thought you could have at this weight. You're going to have these glutes that you never thought you could have. You're going to maybe have more ab definition. You just overall feel like firmer and stronger, and you can tell that your body is more has more muscle and less body fat. So this is where she is at right now. So about 167 pounds. And her symptoms, her previous symptoms, they are completely gone. She told me today they're absolutely gone. No issues at all. So now she had to go to see her doctor to still get prescription for that thyroid medication that she's taking, because she's still on a low dose of that. And so she had to go in and get her blood work done. And what the doctor told her is that, yes, we have this one marker here slightly off, and this is probably the reason why you haven't been able to lose weight. And my client told me that she was really pissed, and I was pissed for her and with her, because she said, first of all, I did not ask her opinion on my weight. And secondly, the doctor didn't even ask about any of the symptoms. She didn't ask anything about her body composition, her diet, her exercise, none of that, right? None of that mattered. The only thing that mattered was, hey, this is why you're having a hard time losing weight. And she said, I don't have a problem losing weight. I don't need it. I want to change my body composition. I wanted to reduce my symptoms, and have been very successfully able to do that. So that's just to show how much stuck we are in this mindset of always having to lose weight. And even the doctors that we respect and think they know everything, they just drop comments like this and can make you feel really bad. And I'm so glad that my client didn't let this person make her feel really bad. Because she knows her truth, and she knows what she has come through and how much better she has gotten. And all these things are so much more important, because do we want to lose a bunch of weight? Let's say she gets to 150 pounds and now she's 15 pounds less than last time when she saw her doctor, whatever, but she still has all these crappy symptoms and she feels like shit. Is that what we want? And we don't want that. So be careful of that. Be mindful of that. When people drop comments, just let them be like, whatever. And also don't think that everything that doctors say is always 100% right, or that you should be listening or you should be worrying. Of course, I'm not telling you that in regards of like your medication or whatever. You need to take stuff, listen to your doctor always, and but at the same time, make your own decisions too, to your own research. But just to say that, how blind I feel like our society is to a lot of the other things that are more important than weight loss. So wanted to share this with you, and this is not to throw any doctors under the bus or anything like that. It's not like about doctors specifically. It's about our whole society, how we always put the weight loss first before anything else. And I don't ever want you to sacrifice your health so that you can have a smaller number on this scale. Okay, so shall we move on to the main topic of today's podcast? And like I said, I'm going to talk to you about 2 ways to lose fat and get leaner. And you can then decide which one of these 2 is more doable, which one is easier on the body and actually sustainable. So let me give you a scenario here. Let's say that we have 2 people and they are both eating 1,500 calories each day. And they both have a goal to change their body composition. So they want to burn body fat and they want to build a fitter and leaner body, have more muscle mass. But right now they're eating about 1,500 calories, but they're not seeing results. So something's off, because if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing for a while, nothing's changing. We know that not everything that you're doing is right, even though it may feel like, what the hell, what is going on? I'm doing everything right, nothing's changing. Well, the reality is that if nothing's changing, you're not doing all the things right. So let's now imagine that there's person one who is eating 1500 calories. And so she really wants to get to that weight loss fast, right? Because we don't have the time, right? We have to get there by yesterday. So what she's going to do is she's going to take the route of calorie cut immediately. And because she's already eating 1500, she's now going to cut her calories down to 1300, right? She also adds more cardio into her workout routine because that burns calories, and which burns calories burns energy. And the logic then says that you're going to lose more weight then. However, she very quickly starts feeling tired and hungry and hangry and can't get going in the morning. She needs a lot of coffee. She's just feeling miserable because her calories are so low. She was always hungry, and her workouts feel like crap because she doesn't have the energy for it. The cardio is really depleting, but she's still kind of pushing and pushing. And she actually sees some results. So let's say it's month one now. She just finished month one. Maybe it's week 3, maybe it's week 4, and she has lost a pound or 2. But then she hits a plateau. Nothing happens anymore. So she's still eating 1300 calories. She's still doing a lot of cardio. It's like, damn it, this is not happening. What's going on? And she thinks that she just has to be more strict and be a little bit harder, go a little bit harder with the workouts and with the diet. And so she starts running maybe more. And then she realizes at one point that, hey, I cannot really eat less than 1300 calories anymore. This is just too little. I don't know what to do. So she either tries to stick with it, or she just cannot deal with it anymore, and she's going to start eating more and more and going to gain a lot of weight back and feels sad and miserable because it didn't work, right? So this was the first person. Now let's talk about the second person, who is starting from the exact same place. So she's eating about 1500 calories a day, and she realizes that it's not working, but because her body composition is not changing, the weight's not changing, the fat percentage is not changing, something is off. And she decides to take a different approach. So what she's going to do is that she's going to speed up her metabolism first, because she's smart and she's been listening to some people, and she knows that the only way to get good results is to first speed up her metabolism, which is probably right now a little too low, a little too slow, inflexible, right? So she's going to go ahead and start increasing her calorie intake very gradually. And she's going to increase maybe about 100 a week, and the next week again, and then she takes a break, and then she increases again, and very gradually she's going to get her calories up to from about 1500 to maybe 2000. And then she realizes that maybe I can add a little bit more. Let's see. My weight has been pretty good and stable, and I don't notice that I have gained a lot of weight in my midsection, or maybe I've gained an inch, but that's no big deal. And I'm going to keep going and see how far I can go. And maybe she's going to stop somewhere at 2100 calories or so. Maybe it's 2200 calories if she has a some people actually are able to get to 2500 calories, 2600 calories, but it really depends on the person. And I cannot tell you where it is for you, but let's say that this person, her new maintenance point is about 2100 calories. At the same time, while she's increasing her calories, she decides that she's not going to do that depleting cardio anymore, because she understands that it doesn't matter how many calories you're burning in the workout. What matters is what kind of message I'm sending to my body. And I want to send my body the muscle building message. And that's why she has picked up strength training. And she is working out 3 to 4 days a week, lifting heavy weights, using progressive overload. So over time, she's adding more weights. And she's noticing that she's putting on more muscle. And she might be noticing that her body weight goes down a tiny bit. She's smart though. She realizes that, hey, body muscle mass is not nothing. It does weigh something. It is normal to gain a little bit of weight. Sometimes you gain, sometimes you don't gain. You may gain a little bit. And if she gains a pound or 2 or 3, she's totally cool with it, because she knows that muscle is tissue, is a dense tissue, and it does weigh something. And as she's going through this process of increasing her calories and and then also increasing her weightlifting, she is noticing that her energy is better. She's noticing she has less brain fog. She's not miserable and struggling all the time. Her periods are likely better. She just feels more energized and happy. And she's also more fun to be around because she's not like cranky and hangry all the time. So now she has built her calories up to 2100 and she is feeling really good. Now, maybe a couple months later, it's time to go into a calorie cut. And she doesn't have to go into a 1300 calories like the person one had to do, because person one who chose to go from 1500 calories to deficit right away had to cut to 1300 because that was the only option, right? Now, person two is now eating 2100 and she may need only a 300 calorie minus to start getting results. So her weight loss, fat loss calories are going to be about 1800 maybe. So guess which one is going to have more sustainable results? Which one is going to feel better during that deficit? The one who's eating 1300 or the one who's eating 1800? So this is for you to decide. I know that you know the answer. I know the answer too. But this is basically to show you how you have to really speed up your metabolism. You have to work on that if you have been eating low calories for a long period of time. And I like to say that the calorie deficit that comes, because you know that you have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight, the calorie deficit and going through the fat loss phase can feel hard sometimes. So even for that person who's eating 1800 calories, it does feel hard at first because she started from 2100. So now when she's eating 1800 calories, she's not enjoying it. Maybe she may feel sometimes like, oh, I'd like to have another piece of chocolate. There might be moments where she experiences, okay, this is a little bit difficult. But compare that to 1300, which is not just a little bit difficult. This is miserable, right? So this is the difference. One is miserable and the other one is, yeah, it's a little bit hard sometimes. But it doesn't even have, like, I have clients who tell me that the calorie deficit, it's not even that hard. They can do it because I never put anybody in a super deep calorie cut. It's just not sustainable. It's unhealthy. And I always care about your health just as much as I care about you getting the physique results that you desire. All right. So I hope this episode was helpful and useful for you. Let me know if it was. Leave me any comments that you have. And also make sure that you join my Facebook group. Again, it's called Fit and Fueled, and you can find it everywhere where you can find me. So thank you so much for listening, and I'm wishing you a great week.